There are three main kinds of bicycle brakes: the drum brakes, the rim brakes, and the disc brakes. The brake system of a bicycle is made up of three major parts. The first part allows the rider to apply brakes. This is made up of pedals and brake levers. The second helps to transfer signals. This part is made up of hydraulic hoses, bicycle chain, and Bowden cables. The third part has the brake mechanism. It is made up of a drum or caliper. Its function is to bring two or three surfaces together to form friction. Then the kinetic energy generated by the bike and the rider will be changed to heat energy, which will be given off. There are two parts of the brake which you have to pay attention to when you are about to fix brakes. These are brake cables and brake pads. If the brake pad is worn out, it may cause a problem, one that may be fatal. Also, if the brake cables are not tight enough as they should be, this would make braking harder. But here is the good news: fixing bicycle brake issues are not too hard. If the brake pad is worn out, change them. An easy way for you to know they are tired and need changing is to check if you can still see the wear line. If the wear line is no longer showing, then you must change brake pads before continuing to adjust the brake. You also need to press the lever of the brake and see if the pad is actually hitting the rim. The two brake pads must be touching the front tire's rim at once. They should touch the middle of the rim. There should also be a space below and above brake pads. If pads are too low or too high, they may touch the rubber side of the tire. They may also touch the spokes, and this would cause problems for you. Use wrench to unfasten bolts. Move up the brake pad slightly, move brake pad down and up the pad holder. If they are loose, the pads should be able to move around. If the pad is too low, you can cause them to get back to the middle. But if they are high, you can make them come down till they're in the middle. Tighten brake pad with bolts using the Allen key. You have to check how tight the cables are. You do this by tugging at the brake lever of the bike. When you tug at the brake lever, it should be 3.8 centimeters from the hold of the handlebar. If the lever hits handlebar when you pull it, then the cables are probably too loose. Loosen barrel adjusters and unscrew bolt that is holding cable to caliper. Pull brake wire outward to make it tight. Tighten bolt holding brake wire on caliper. Tighten barrel adjusters that are on handlebars. Tips for fixing new brakes are as follows: be sure that the bike's wheel is properly placed in between the frame's fork dropouts. And if the bicycle wheel is not aligned properly, when you put the brakes, they will prevent the bicycle wheel from turning. Before you try adjusting the brake, make sure the bike's quick release mechanism is closed. Should it be open, and you do not know, you would think there is a need to keep adjusting your brakes. We know you're a huge fan of DIY, but some peculiar situations would require you to meet a professional. The first is bleeding brakes. If after using your bike for some time and you notice they've become tight, then there is a problem. Also, if you find that they have become too soft or mush, that's another issue. What if any of your pistons in brake get stuck? The brake could need servicing by a pro. Second, if the wheel still rubs off on one particular spot even after adjusting the brakes, that means your wheel is not set properly. It means the fault is not from the brake but from the wheel. Do not attempt to fix this yourself. Take it to the mechanic to true the wheel, that is, make it perfectly round. Third, when you're setting up the bike or caliper for the first time, it is vital that a pro handles it. This is because you may find it hard to get a perfect symmetry when you are doing it for the first time. When the mechanic is done with setting up the bike or the caliper, you can now learn from what they did. Remember, attention should be paid to the brake of the bicycle a lot. No neglect should be allowed if one is to be safe while riding their bikes at all times. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also, drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site www.zimbike.com for more awesome bicycle content like this.